Sweet. I have 7 p.m. Thank you everyone for joining this evening. I am recording this, so later on, I'll post it to our website and it'll be shared via email too. So if you want to share it with your other leaders, but we'll get started here. I have slotted this for an hour, but I don't expect it to take honestly more than 25 minutes as far as my content goes. But I will stay however long to answer any questions. And as far as questions go, please feel free at the end to raise your hand and I will unmute you and answer those then. But also feel free to throw them in the chat. I am not as familiar with how Zoom webinar functions. So I do hope you can see the chat, but just to test, I kind of want to make sure that you can see my screen. So any sign of life, throw your hand up or and then put it back down. You can see my screen. Okay, cool. Got a couple. You can throw this back down. Now I appreciate it. So I will get into this. My name is Reed Wisniewski. I am your candy sale staff advisor. This is my third year doing the candy sale, and I've also done the popcorn sale for a handful of years too. I'm also the Spirit Lake District Executive. So for some of you, I am your professional scouter. Like I said, tonight we'll go over the basics of the candy sale. It's a lot of repeats and just normal stuff for some people, and for the newer ones, of course, this is all good information. But then there's a few key ones that everybody should know, dates, products, things like that, returns. So I'll go over that too. Just to start us off, I'll kind of go over the why I really advocate for fundraising and specifically the candy sale in the spring. So this is a great way that first and foremost, immediate impact. Your unit and your scouts are able to earn the money to pay for things like summer camp, your pack and troop weekend activities, meeting supplies, equipment, advancement materials, all that stuff and so much more can be done through fundraising for the scouting year with Candy and Meat Sticks. And then something that I've been able to see, and hopefully you do too, either in previous sales or this year with your scouts, is those skills that the scouts are learning, goal setting, money management, things like that. It's been so awesome to see the public speaking changes over the years of a lot of these scouts, just from getting out there and fundraising. So really multiple big things happening through the sale, and then loving that we can get you guys. You can get some funds for summer camp and things like that. So that's the big reason why. Going over what happened last year, we had a fantastic sale last year. We had 115 units participate. 20% of those units were brand new to the sale. So I always love seeing units that I've never sold before really jump into the sale and be successful. And those 115 units sold over $462,000 in product, $33,000 more than the year prior. That is a lot of candy bars and meat sticks. So it's really cool to see. I know that when you participate in the sale, it's a huge success. And I just love it every year. So yeah, we're getting into a good one here. The nitty gritty now of this sale timeline. So we're kicking off today here. First order is due on the 15th of February. So we're a little bit later than we have been in previous years. We pushed it back a little bit to not butt up as much against the Girl Scout candy, or excuse me, cookie sale. So the first weekend of units having product in their hand will still butt up against it, but the rest of it, as far as all the information that I have, we should be out of that. So we pushed it back a little bit later. And then as far as I've been involved, this is now more of an actual spring sale. So we'll end on the 17th of April. So going back, first order is due the 15th. I'll go over kind of placing that here in a little bit. And then the first pickup is that week of March 9th to the 13th. That date is a variable right now. Later, once we get closer to that week, either your district executive or your candy chair for your district will let you know details of where that pickup will be, time and location, things like that, because it will be closer centralized in your district. for those pickups. And then for this sale, you can reorder product every single week, starting on the 15th. So weekly reorders will be due on Sunday, and then product will be available for pickup that same week. So as a specific example, my district, Spirit Lake, if an order is placed on that Sunday, specifically the 15th, we do Thursday pickups so that the unit has it by Friday and can get out and sell that product. So it would be the very next Friday that product comes in and is ready for you to be picked up by you, excuse me. So that'll happen every week. It's very, very nice that we're able to do that with this sale, be able to reorder weekly, because that means you don't have to front load as much right up at the beginning and have a bunch of inventory. You can kind of manage what you really need and get it in throughout the sale. That will be, what is that, 4 or 5 weeks. And then on the 17th, returns are due. Those will be communicated through your district executive or chair on when and where you'll drop those off. But those are due on the 17th, and I'll also go over what that return policy looks like later on too. After that date, I will kind of crunch the numbers, go through everything, send out invoices to everyone, and then payment would be due May 1st. Commission wise for this sale, very, very simple, very basic. It's 30% just across the board on any of the products, 30% commission for this sale. Get a sip of my Diet Coke. The products for this sale, there's just a handful of what you would actually order. So there's a few changes, but nothing too crazy. The meat sticks are the same, $1.50 sticks. They come in 24 stick bags, and those bags, there's 12 of them per case, and you order per case of either teriyaki sticks or pepperoni, or both, but not combined. So these cases will come to you with 12 bags of either pepperoni or teriyaki. And then we have the variety box. These are $2 chocolate bars. There's 40 of them in each case of this variety pack. And here is the breakdown. World's Finest changed up the breakdown a little bit in this mix. And then the new product is the dark chocolate pretzel bar. So these are, again, $2 bars in a $40 case. And that's how you'll order them. You'll order them per the case. And then we also have the $5 like specialty packs. These are in single type cases of 16 items. And again, you order by the case of the 16 items. And those are the caramel swirls, the mint meltaways, and the chocolate almonds. These are only available to be ordered at the first one, and then about halfway through the sale on 3/29 available that following week, just like your typical weekly reorder would be. But it's just on those 2 specific Sundays would they be available to actually be placed on that weekly order. You'll see the note for what's returnable and what's not here, but I'll go over specifics on returning in a little bit. It says next slide, but it's actually, I moved it. It's two slides. So these are your products for 2026. Again, a little bit of changes, but more basically in line for the most part with what we've had. I'm pretty excited. Those dark chocolate pretzel bars are really good. So we have some good products, and of course the meat sticks are always great. Placing your order. This is very, very simple. A little archaic isn't the right word, but it's just a Google form that we'll use, and you'll use it for every single order that you place throughout the entire sale. So whether it's the first one or the last one, you'll use this Google form, and it'll come to me. I'll share it with your districts, and then they'll communicate with you when pickup and stuff like that is. So this order form can be found on the CPC website. It's also, I'll communicate it out, and you might see it in communication from your district executive or district candy chair. I'm going to try and share it here if I can get it over to the screen. So this is what it looks like. It's just going to request your information. It's not going to share. Hold on. There we go. Okay, it's just going to request that information. And you'll put in your unit type and number, what district you're in, the date you'll pick it up, or order, excuse me, and then order by the case of what specific type you would like. Again, the variety case or the $5 specialty cases, and then cases of pepperoni meat sticks. So again, these cases are larger. It'll end up being like 288 sticks. So keep that in mind when you place these orders. This is just, yeah, the basic form that we'll use. I'll head back to our slide deck now. Sweet. So that's how you'll place the order. Some sale tactics. This isn't the be all end all. This is just some things that I recommend if you haven't sold before. Things like selling at your local businesses, parents' workplace, church or community groups. Things that I would recommend unit specific. Encourage that friendly competition. You know, who sold the most for that week, or who had the most no's, things like that. That's always good. Unit level recognition is also something that I would kind of encourage and recommend. Is you know, if you set your goal for the year, once you hit that, possibly a pizza party or a trip somewhere, something like that is always good. As far as storefronts, so you are welcome to connect with any storefront in your area. Maybe you already have a connection there, that's great. But something that we have in our council is we do have a blanket agreement with select Safeway and Albertsons locations for approval of being there between the 17th of March and the 6th of April. So it's not the first weekend of our sale. It's the following weekend, so it starts that Monday and then goes until the 6th of April. I have the list of stores that we have corporate approval and the letter posted on our website. I'll also share it out after this. You will still need to connect with these stores individually to set up times. Just let the manager know that you do have that corporate approval. And they most likely do know, but definitely have it in your back pocket just in case, and you'll be good to go. Like I said, you're welcome to reach out to any store that's not on the list, Safeway, Albertsons, or any others, and connect with them and try and set up storefronts. But this is what we have available this year for resources for our units. The 2026 return policy, and not 25, 2026. Everything else on here is updated though. Is as follows. So a unit can return full, unmarked, and unopened $2 candy boxes, so the variety case, and full bags of meat sticks, up to 15% of their total orders. So that's the cumulative of the cost of the products, the dollar value of the products, whether it's your first or 10th order. That total, you can return up to 15% of that in full and unmarked, unopened candy boxes and full bags of meat. And then after 15%, there is a 10% restocking fee on whatever is after that 15%. The $5 specialty boxes are not returnable, so just keep that in mind when you're ordering them. They sell great. We're just not able to have them in the return option. Scout incentives that we're able to offer, there will be a weekly drawing. There's another Google form submission list to enter scouts that have hit this every single week. So a scout sells $116 in product that week, which ends up being a case of candy and a bag of meat sticks. You can enter them, or their parent can enter them for this drawing. Every time they sell $116, so if they sold that 3 times that week, you can enter them 3 times. And then I'll do a drawing that following Monday. And a Scout BSA Scout and a Cub Scout will earn will receive a $25 CPC shop credit if their name is drawn from that raffle. So we'll do that every single week throughout the sale. And then we also are doing patches again this year. We'll do participation patches for any scout in your unit that's sold, and then also a top sellers patch. So at whatever point you have those numbers, or at the end, fill out that form. I'll send out another Google form, and you'll just put in how many scouts in your unit sold, and I'll send you that amount plus a top sellers patch. Excuse me. These are past examples. I don't have the mock-ups for this year's yet, but that's an example of 2 years ago, I believe. Unit incentives that we're able to offer. So if you are brand new to the sell, you did not sell in 2025, and you sell at least $1,500 in product by the end, which is 4/17, you'll receive a $200 credit to your invoice. And if you did sell in 2025 and you increase your the amount you sell by the 17th of April by these amounts, you'll get a respective $100, $300, or $500 CPC shop credit at the end of the sale, and you'll be notified once those are available. Oh my God, only 15 minutes. So that is the end of my kind of spiel. Here are contacts. So I've listed everybody's like district executive or executive overseeing their district, and then if you do have a candy chair in your district, I've just put their name down. I'm not certain if they want their information out just yet, but they would be contacting you the reverse way either way, and that name is listed there. So if anybody has any questions, I'm going to go through the chat here, and then also please raise your hand and I can unmute you. But that is the end of my portion, and we'll do a Q&A now. Okay, we'll start with Autumn. Autumn, what do you got?
Hi, thank you. I'm brand new to this. So I'm just trying to get a sense of how this all works. So do we pay for this? Like, am I gonna pay when I put the order in? Do I pay for this out of my own pocket, or is that dependent on the pack, or
That's a great question. I should have covered that also. The payments are due at the end, so I'll create invoices at the very end. So no, payments are not due up front. At the end, they'll be due on the 1st of May.
Wonderful. And then just to tag along to that. And then is there some kind of way that we can use like a Venmo or Cash App or something for people to pay us?
We do not
that is
have
set up with y'all, or like if we're outside of a store, is that just going to be cash, or how does that kind of work?
For this sale, we don't have the technology to help units take credit card, just cash or check. Yeah,
Would it be, so just out of curiosity, say I'm there with my kid selling these, is it kosher or legitimate for me to use Venmo and then pay out of my pocket, or does that get a little bit too hairy with
the biggest thing is that there's a fee associated with Venmo, those credit card processing fees, and then also the amount when you start looking at like taxes for funds coming in.
Okay, so really we're just gonna have to stick with cash or check for the in-person.
Yeah, for the sale, yeah.
And then even if it's like at our workplace or something.
I would recommend it, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Alan.
Can you unmute me?
Yeah, yeah, I'll unmute you, yeah. Kristen, you were next on my list.
Okay. Yeah, I had a similar question about like Venmo type stuff, but I think like if you're not using a credit card, you're just using a direct Venmo, there's no fee associated with that for like me to Venmo you $5. That's in my Venmo account, cash wise, right? And so then I could just take that cash out and pay my bill. Because essentially it's me taking out this invoice, right? And as long as I pay the invoice back, right?
A bit. It's fairly unit specific on how the charter organization would like funds handled. There's no like scouting policies per se on using it. I would just be wary of it, especially when we're talking about collecting a certain amount, because then we'll be looking at what income is taxable versus being fundraised and getting into those weeds.
Okay. Okay, perfect. And then can you go back a couple of slides to like the one that was about the the products. Perfect, just so I can look at that a little bit more, and you can mute me now.
That sounds good. Amisha?
Yeah, hi. Two things. One, you mentioned about the candy chair. Is that meant to be per troop or unit?
Yeah, yeah. So the specifics of that role, I would recommend one person overseeing, just like you have a packer or troop committee chair or advancement coordinator. I would recommend that for also this cell. But then the candy chair that was listed for the district, that person is a volunteer role overseeing all the units in that district and supporting them in that way, mostly helping with distribution of product.
Yeah. So I think for Pacific Trail, I saw Nathan listed. So will Nathan contact us or do
He will.
we? Okay, so we don't have to reach out to him to get to get access to this form to fill out.
No. I'll send out the forms and a recap of all this and everything that you need to know tomorrow morning. But he'll contact you or whoever will contact you to schedule the pickup for the first one and then the foreseeable ones weekly.
Okay. And then the last thing I want to mention was continuing the discussion around Venmo. So right now I'll be helping my son's troop with this candy sale. But in the past, I was the cub master for one of the packs, and we used a personal Venmo when we were at these storefronts. And it was a lot easier because most people did not carry cash or check. And so we did not want to lose out on those sales. So we did do it that way. And we had not run into any taxation issues at that time. So just wanted to share that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, because there were a lot of people who said they really did not carry cash or check, which is kind of common these days.
Yeah, it is absolutely common. Like I said, the scouting America does not have any specific like guidelines for it, but you should maybe your charter org was okay with it or has guidelines for that, but you should follow whatever your charter organization is requesting. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay. You can mute me. Thank you.
Brent?
Hey, just a quick question on the Google Doc. Is that preferred to be filled out once per order for the whole pack, or is that sent out to individual scouts for them to fill out and have their orders sent in?
Just the entire pack.
Okay.
Or troop. Yeah, the unit leader would place that order. And then it might be good for you to create one if scouts had a way of requesting it, what they wanted from you to gauge how much.
Yeah, that's what my thought was. So I just wanted to make sure I wasn't doubling up. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, man. Jasmine.
Hi. So I see chocolate bars, they've doubled in price this year. So are they the same size as what was once the $1 and what was once the $3 boxes?
That's a good question. They're a little bit larger. They have doubled. They're a little bit larger, and I can send out this information and I'll add the ounces, but they're a little bit larger.
Okay, but not
depends on
because
the
like
bar
last
too.
year we had $3 bars that were bigger, so kind of right in between the two, I would assume then.
Yes, as far as I've seen, they're I think a little bit thicker and then a wee bit wider.
Okay, and then the $5 chocolate boxes that were once $3, are you aware, are those bigger or have the prices just gone up per ounce?
Oh, the $5. I haven't seen those yet.
Okay.
So I'm not. I believe they're also a little bit larger, but I don't quote me on that. But I do have the ounces for this year and like weight for them, and I'll add those to the slideshow.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That's it.
Yeah. Kelly?
Hey there. Okay, so I found out a couple of months after last year's sale ended that two clients reported problems with the meat sticks in the sense that they seemed drier than years past, and one of them reported oily and sort of stale-ish, even though they were within the Best Buy. Was that just sort of our experience, or is that possibility that others had problems last year? And if so, has it been resolved?
There was, I got a handful. It wasn't too crazy. I haven't heard anything this year of issues, but when those do come up, just let me know. You can refund the product. Eunice can refund the product, and I would of course take it off invoices and then share those like lot numbers and stuff. So pictures are great, and I'll share that with the distributor.
Okay, well, hopefully I'll get told before the sale is over.
Yeah, I hope so too. Thanks, Kelly. Kimberly?
Hi, I just wanted to say I had a question and also to speak to the Venmo. We have had no problems in the past years as a troop doing Venmo. I take the money in myself, and then it's a personal check that I write to our troop. So that's just been our experience. But definitely check into the taxation component of that, as the rules for Venmo do keep changing. So the other thing that I wanted to know is there used to be a dark chocolate that did not have pretzels in it. It was a gluten-free option, and I don't see that here anymore. Is that not available anymore?
It is not. I know that there are a couple that I believe the crisp is gluten-free, but I can't remember for sure.
Okay.
It's not. Sorry, to answer your direct question, the dark chocolate without pretzels is not an option.
Okay. Do you have the option of like providing feedback, or do we just get whatever they offer us as far as the distribution?
I get whatever they offer. There's like one other thing, and it would be the mixed variety of the $5 things.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could have sold 30 cases of dark chocolate last year.
I believe you, but the feedback is appreciated because I share it, and hopefully they listen to customers as they create products throughout the year. So that truly is appreciated.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I'm done.
Tomorrow?
Okay, so this is my first year doing this, and I'm looking at the things that are not returnable or that are fees. Are we the family charged for those items that are not returnable, or is the troop charged?
The
How does that
unit itself
work?
is responsible. Specifically, the unit is responsible. So
Okay.
you'll work with your unit leaders. If you're choosing to be the candy chair for your unit, you'd want to help determine what the entire unit brings in. But
Gotcha. And then the other thing is, so we sell this stuff, we write a check to the troop for the full amount, and then our scouts, whatever, I'm blanking, account is credited, or am I understanding it?
the invoice will be the cost of the product minus the 30% commission.
Okay, so we keep the 30% commission and then we can put it towards scout stuff, right?
Right.
Okay, all right, I'm done.
Cool. Thanks, tomorrow. Virginia, are you able to unmute yourself? Yeah, do you have a question?
Yeah, people are just asking in the Q&A, so I want to make sure that you're seeing
I
that
can get that.
and that I'm giving the right answers. So somebody asked if there's a minimum order, and I said no minimum to that. But yeah, just wanted to bring your attention to the Q&A section.
Sweet,
Thanks,
thank
Reed.
you. Okay, we got a couple more, but let me go through this. This was a little bit ago, but Jamie, by the case still, you can make a note. We can see what we can work out. If you truly don't want a full case, but at least as far as the form goes, it is by the case. Okay, sweet. I'm gonna go Ariel. There you go. I see you're off mute, but I don't hear you. Okay, I'll go to the next one. Feel free to put in the chat. Maybe I'll see that too. Autumn, did you have another one, or did I forget to lower your hand?
Hi, no, I had one more, and I'm not sure this is the best way to do this, but thanks everybody. I was just wondering if whoever said that she could have sold like 10 boxes of those chocolates could just give a couple tips and tricks, like being the first time I've done this, like I really don't know kind of where to start. Like if you could just say like where did you sell those boxes, and what would you recommend for somebody doing this for the first time in terms of like where and how to sell these? I would really appreciate that. Thank you. And you can unmute me. Mama. Or I mean mute me again. Thank you.
Didi?
Oh, actually, two things. One was, if you wouldn't mind going back to the very introductory slide, I was a few minutes late, so I missed a couple. The one with all the dates on it, pretty please. Perfect. And Autumn, if you give Reed your email, Reed, if you would forward that to me, I will send you some of the things that I have created for my scouts in my troop, including a flyer that goes on your table, sign up forms for the reorders, like all the stuff. And one of the things that we do, because because we're weird, we do not go with the stores that Reed sets up for us. We let you guys like fight it out for those, and we go to local stores that are near our charter org, right? So like whatever hardware store, whatever's really close to where we meet, we sell in our neighborhood at those community stores. So we just go and talk to the manager of the store and just be like, hey, these are the dates we're thinking of. If you wouldn't mind, we'd like to set up a table out front. Here's one we're thinking. But also, Reed, if you wanted to pass her my information, my contact information, I'm perfectly fine, like chatting with you and walking you through whatever questions you might have, because I've been doing this. This is my 3rd year as a troop and like my 5th year since Cubs. So I've been doing it a lot.
Yeah, Didi, I just sent you in the chat Autumn's email.
Perfect. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Lewis?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. On the meat sticks, do you have to order a whole case of meat sticks, or can you order individual bags?
The order will be placed by whole case. But
Okay.
if you really can't take on a whole case, I get it. Put a note in there, and the distributor is typically pretty good. But I try and keep them to whole cases, and sometimes it doesn't work out either.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Liz. Kimberly?
Sorry, for some reason it wouldn't unmute. My fingers are really cold. Sorry about that. I was the one who said that I could have sold a lot of cases of the dark chocolate. We have a couple of different methods. We pick up our meat sticks before the end of basketball season, which makes me a little concerned because the later date. And we take tables to our local middle schools where they do an end of the year tournament. And our kids are just in like the lobby area where there are games changing over every hour. And we have sold literally thousands and thousands of dollars worth of concessions because they're middle schools and they do not have any concessions at those games. And so that's what we do in our area. And then we also allow our younger kids to sell into the spring. They have sold at track meets during the spring where there's also no concessions. Sometimes they have the concessions open if it's like baseball, softball, and track all going on at the same time. But at our high school, that's not always happening. And track oftentimes doesn't get an open concession because they have a hard time getting volunteers to have all of that open. And so the athletic director at the high school has been super happy to have us. He usually buys his dinner, which is like 5 beef sticks at a track meet on any given evening. So those are just some of the opportunities within our own community that we look for. And then I happen to work for a company with 55 men. And so my kids come in and do the presentation at their 6 o'clock Monday morning meeting and get a chance to do their sales pitch. And then they take pre-orders, which help us to understand how much to actually purchase through the first like week or two. They actually already have their signs printed up, and I said, you got to change this. I don't think the prices are the same. But the kids actually really enjoy the opportunity to present to the men. So maybe if you have some customers that would be in that demographic, they're mill workers here. So that's they love the beef sticks and candy. They can't wait to see the kids come by. So those are just some of the ways.
I appreciate you jumping back on, Kimberly, and yeah, sharing how you like think outside the box. Those are huge, great ideas, especially for this product sale. So I appreciate it, Kimberly. Sweet. Heather.
Hi. I just really wanted to see the slide that had the incentives on it. I didn't quite get all that information down.
Sure. So this one is for a unit.
Perfect. Yeah, and we're like in our 3rd or 4th year, but our pack grew significantly. So I was like, ooh, what's the increase for just the unit sale? And so I just wanted that information. Thank you.
Oh, yep. Andrew, I accidentally lowered your hand, but if you still have the question, hit me.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had just a quick question. The slide there, it does say if we didn't sell in 2025, we get the credit. We have sold like in all the years prior, but we just happened to miss it last year. Do we still would get the new
Not
credit?
2025.
Okay, all right, that's great. That works out for us.
Cool. Thanks,
Appreciate
Andy.
it.
Amisha, you have another one?
Yeah, thanks. I just wanted to also follow up with some ideas because this will be my 4th year doing it. First time with the troop, but 3 times prior with the pack, with the Cubs pack. But I just wanted to throw in a couple of ideas that have worked for us in the past, which was one, similar to what was said earlier with sporting events. So my son is on the competitive swim team. So then he just takes like 1 or 2 cases like every week to the swim practice, and they sell like hotcakes. And what we've done is, in my experience, we've tried to do it 2 ways simultaneously. So one is to encourage the scouts to go and do door-to-door sales so that they are learning that pitch and learning to engage. Or if there is a community center, then hosting a table there. So that becomes an opportunity. That way each individual scout is doing their own thing in addition to the storefront where the entire troop signs up together. So that way they're being competitive enough amongst each other and also supporting the troop overall. But the sporting event ones usually are the most successful, even more so than the storefront. So just wanted to say that.
That's awesome. Thank you, Amisha. Okay, sweet. That is all my raised hands. Going through the chat, I think there's only one that I may have missed. Is Bobby's question about arrangements with another store. I don't have anything specifically that I need. They might. It'll be case by case on what the agreement looks like. And if they need something that you aren't sure of how to get, please reach out to me and I can try and help you. But I don't have anything specifically that would have an agreement for any other store besides the ones that were listed on that corporate agreement. And then Alicia, the bags need to be the same of one type. So a bag can be 24 pepperoni or 24 teriyaki. Ashley? Ashley, do you have a question?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I got through my whole spiel. Sorry about that. Last year I noticed a little too late that you guys had electronic versions of this little character I see here with the meat stick and the candy online. Is that still the plan to have those available this year?
Yeah. They're absolutely available. If I'll go through the website here tomorrow morning and make sure that files like this are available. I know that there's some stuff up already, but I'll make sure that things like this. And if you have like specific requests, please reach out. They might be buried in a file somewhere that I can make sure to upload if I don't think of it. But this guy and then a few others will definitely be up, and then some videos too, like social
Okay.
media posts.
Yeah, great. Thank
There's
you.
also a banner file that is available to download that you could share with Vistaprint if you wanted to buy a banner just for this sale also. I know that is for sure up. But yeah, that's a great question.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Ashley. Bobby?
There, I unmuted. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. My question is real quick. Are there, along with that little guy there, are there flyers that can be distributed for pre-orders?
No, I don't have any order flyers for this sale.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Alicia, you should be good to go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Can you show us the Google order form again?
Yes. It'll look like this. And then I'll share the link in an email. It'll be on the website, things like that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Okay, sweet. I'm gonna go down to the bottom. I hope I didn't miss anybody. If I do, I'll get a copy of all these questions. Also, thank you so much, Virginia, for answering the ones that you have. I truly appreciate it. But I'll get a copy of these questions and be sure to send out any hot ones that I didn't answer. If you still don't have an answer that from me, please feel free to reach out, email or phone call, text message. I'm more than happy to chat all about candy and meat sticks. I'll stay on for a few more minutes if anybody wants to. Oh, we got some more hands, so we'll do those. But other than that, I truly appreciate everybody's time. And thank you. And I'm looking forward to another great sale. So we'll keep going with some questions though. But thank you everybody for joining us thus far. Jessica?
Hi, yeah. So it says on this to contact you with any questions. Is that correct? Or do we contact who is in our area? Like that list of contacts that you showed at the end? Would that be the person that we would contact, or would it be to you?
Kind of depends on the question. If it's about specifically like pickup, that would be the first resource. That's like area specific. But if it's general things about the cell, I would be the go-to. And if you, what district are you in?
Pacific.
Where do you live?
Hillsborough.
Hillsborough. Okay. So Nathan he's a great resource as far as scouting in general, and would know a lot about what the pickup will look like for the cell. But if it's more specifics about the cell, I would be the person.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Jessica. Kelly?
I forgot to ask about Jamboree Scouts. Is there anything incentive wise for them, or is it just because of the small dollar amount that candy sales don't do the?
It's not because of small dollar amount. No, to answer your question, there's no other specific incentive for this. Even if I was able to, though, the way that this sale is tracked, I'm not able to do individual scout incentives. Patches and requesting the amount is all that I'm feasibly able to do with how we're able to track this.
Okay.
In and out. Jessica?
Oh, I'm so sorry. No, I just forgot to lower my hand.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it's on me. Lewis?
Hey, could you put the slide for the contact info for different? Thank you.
Alicia?
When will we be able to fill out the Google form for the order?
It's live now. You can do it right now. It's on the website, and then in the morning I'll also send out a recap of this with the links too. But it's on the Snack Attack page on the CBC website.
Okay, I went there and it said I had to request access.
Oh no, that's a good. Thank you for letting me know. I'll go check it right after this and make sure.
Okay, I accidentally did it with 2 emails. I didn't mean to do the first one.
Okay.
So,
Okay, I'll go take a look. Thank you for letting me know.
thank you.
Nicole?
Hey, quick question. Whoever places the order, uses the Google link or places that order, do they have to be registered with the PAC, or can it be a parent volunteer?
It can be a parent volunteer. That said, they would end up being like the point of contact from me. Whoever's email is putting those in will be the one getting communication from me.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Nicole. Okay, I just put the link to order in the chat. I'm hoping that it allows people. So if you try it out right now and it doesn't work, let me know. But once we close out of here, I'll do some digging too if it's actually working. Ashley?
How do you handle if one person is ordering and there's maybe 2 people doing pickup? Is that fine as long as we say who we are?
Yeah. When you coordinate with whatever district you're in, whoever is coordinating that distribution, just let them know that another person's coming also.
Sure.
Jessica?
Wait, did it unmute me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I went to the link, it said that access is denied.
Okay, thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, you need access, so.
No way. Okay, thank you. Oh yeah, right after this, I'll take a look.
And no worries.
Thank you. Okay, sweet. I think I've gotten most everything pending the order link. I'll do some troubleshooting here right after this. But I appreciate everyone's time I'll stay on, like I said, for a little bit, answer any questions that come up. Virginia, do you happen to see any that I may have missed? I truly appreciate your help.
I think somebody asked about the ounces in the $2 bars, but I'm sure you have a shot of what those details are that you can share.
I do.
When
Yeah.
you send everything out tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, thank you. Thank you, Reed. Great job.
Yeah. Thank you, Virginia. Fantastic help. I really appreciate it. Melissa asked a good question in the chat based on how much she thinks she ordered. I would try and gauge families that, and then goal setting for what your unit would like to accomplish. But because you're able to reorder every single week, it's okay to be a little bit conservative of that. If the unit's never sold, no kids have sold product before, starting with a bag of meat and a case of candy isn't a bad idea. And then kind of going from there, if you want to order more for the next week or however long. But gauging that up front is definitely a good idea, especially because you have a couple weeks before those orders are really due, and the first order is due in February. That's a great question. Timothy asked about display boxes for the meat sticks specifically, like they would have in the grocery stores. We don't. They just come in the plastic bags. Unfortunately, we don't get those real fancy boxes like they do in the grocery stores. But that is a good question.